Warning. The following podcast is intended for a mature audience due to the dropping of bombs of the F, S, B, and C varieties. Listener discretion is advised.
And now, coming to you live from the tri-state area and San Francisco, California, it's the best part of Wednesday, Waffle Box, with your hosts, Mike Fish and Kush Hayes.
Welcome to Waffle Box, the podcast where we talk about anything, everything, and nothing all at the same time. Coming up on episode 153, we take a trip to the world's shittiest museum. Elon Musk is helping out the folks of the Marubo tribe, but not how he expected it. Will Smith is back slapping bitches, but this time he's getting paid for it in this week's movie review, and much, much more. I am Mike Fish, and I am joined, as always, by the main man from San Fran. It's Mr. Kush Hayes. Kush, how you doing, buddy?
What's good, y'all? Kush Hayes here, number 153 of the Waffle Box. It is the original Waffle Box. You accept no substitutions. It is the best part of Wednesdays. It's the People's Podcast, coming all the way from the future home of Super Bowl 60. You love us because we do this, and we do this because we love you. Producer Lathan, how are you doing?
Greetings and salutations, my esteemed colleagues. I hope I find you well. I've never been so happy that this studio has AC, because even though summer doesn't officially start for another 8 days, it's been so hot and humid here in parts unknown that my groinal region has been like a swampy marsh for the past week. It's not pretty, guys.
That's too much information.
Too much information, mister.
But yeah, it has
Too
been
much
warm.
information.
It has been warm. How has it been by you in San Fran? Because it's been
We've actually had a
ungodly.
couple hot weeks that are immediately followed up with a few days of cold. It's very bipolar weather-wise. Like it'll be up in like 75, which you're like, that's not very hot, Kush. It's hot here, okay? So it'll be up to 75, but then it'll be down to 52 a day later, and then it'll be up to 77 for 3 more days, and then back down to 56. It's today is a chiller day, despite my sunnier disposition, but we're having a good time still. We also, despite the cold weather, have 2 fans blowing on us as we speak, but that's most weeks.
Maybe we could start a new phrase, like when weather's up and down, you can be like, "Oh, what's up with this weather? It's a bit Kirk Bain, isn't it?" No,
Hmm.
you don't
Maybe.
like that. Okay,
I see where
we'll
you're going with
workshop
that, but yeah, I don't think that one word works, but I see where you're going.
Oh, guess what happened? Guess what happened to me on Monday?
What did happen to you?
Well, not technically on Monday, over the weekend. So over the weekend, I'm driving my car,
Okay,
driving my
that.
car like this, like
Seems
they do in the
legit.
movies, where you're always like working the steering wheel like that, and even though it's very unhelpful.
Yeah, and you're driving a bus apparently.
Yeah, and a truck at the same time. Yeah. So the tires were a little bit worn. I'll admit.
Ooh.
And then the brakes started squealing a little bit,
Oh no.
which I'm not a car guy, but I assume that's not a good sign. So on Monday morning, bright and early, I take the car to the men, the real men that know how, can kick a car and know exactly what's wrong with it. And they told me that one, the tires at the front were shot, which is not good because it's a front wheel drive, and the brakes and the brake pads or whatever the things were metal on metal, which again apparently is not good for when you want to drive your car. And they say that you can't put a price on safety. Well, apparently you can. $700, and it was very upsetting for me.
Just for the brakes or for the whole package?
So the 2 front tires, the brake pads, and the rotors that were fucked as well.
That's actually not a bad price, honestly, compared to San Francisco.
I mean, it's one of those things that, yeah, for what you get, it's not bad. But when it's like all in one lump sum, you're like, Jesus Christ.
Sure.
And it's not like I can see it. You know what I mean? I mean, I appreciate I'm not dying in the behind the wheel, which is good. So for that, it's pretty good value for money. But it's not something, when I spend that much money, I want to be able to see an obnoxiously large TV on my wall or something like that. You know what I mean?
I understand. I understand.
Well,
Um,
there you go. That
I
was
don't know
my
if you know this,
fun
but you don't
weekend.
have to buy everything that they suggest right away. Um, Also, if you have to hold back on something, I think you can hold back on the tires for another 2 weeks. Again, like
Well, where were you on
unless those
Monday?
steel belts have pierced the rubber, and I had those tires that where the steel belts pierced the rubber, and it was just like, what's that hissing sound coming from my car? Oh, look at that, my back tire is deflating. Unless you're dealing with that, you don't need to replace those tires today. It would be best if you did. They would suggest you did. They would love if you gave them that money to do that. But the brakes I would absolutely fix Monday.
Well, it's all been taken care of now. But
Okay, well, all right. Best case scenario then. Best
to
case
be
scenario.
fair, whenever I do have a little bit of a car problem, they know me. They know, like, oh, here comes Mike. He has no fucking. But I'm a regular-ish, as much as a regular could be for, I don't have that many car issues, but, I know them. I know old Joe. They look after me. They won't screw me over, but still, it's, painful, painful. And on a Monday as well. Nothing nice ever happens on a Monday. So,
You and Garfield, yeah, having the worst day.
case of the Mondays. But other than that, what have you been up to? That's been as much fun as I've had, so I can tell you how well the last 7 days have been for me.
I've been okay. I had an interesting weekend where a couple friends came in from town and we got together and we had dinner in Sausalito, California. That's just north of the Golden Gate Bridge here.
Sounds
Um,
fancy.
However, I've either never been to Sausalito or I haven't been there too often. But I did not expect us to just be walking random docks. They're like, we're gonna go for a little hike. And I'm like, all right, cool, we'll go for a hike. Um, Cool thing, we found a houseboat shaped like the Taj Mahal, and it's like the size of a one-story building. Like I was like,
The
wow,
hell?
I didn't want to come out here, but I'm glad we came out here and saw that. We didn't expect to see it, but I'm glad we saw that.
Would you call it,
Downside,
since it's on water, would you
mhm.
call it the Barge Mahal?
Ooh, I should now. Thank you.
Oh.
No, not only is that very funny, but that's actually a better assessment.
I'll be here all week. Tip your waitresses.
He's gonna be here all week, folks. Um, uh, and then we remember why we don't really see our friends so often these days in our mid 40s. The gentleman of honor who came in from town specifically was just kind of being obnoxious to like we sat down. The idea was just to get a drink, and if we could, he'll get a couple slices of bread because it was also a restaurant, and then we go back on the walk here. Um, whatever reason, it took forever to get someone to get me a drink. But then my man kept hounding the waiter for bread, and it's like, hey, this ain't Star Trek, motherfucker. Just shut up. You're also going to make things way more complicated for any of us to get out of here. And then the other three guys just ordered like appetizers based on seafood and crustaceans, which is immediately poison to me. So I was just like, all right, well, I can't eat any of this, so I'll have an order of fries if I can. And then that cunt took some fries from me. I was like, hey, man, would you not please put your fingers that have been touching oysters and mussels and all sorts of weird crustaceans in my goddamn fries? I did not feel bad when he paid for the whole thing. And
No,
like
that's all right.
jokingly, I went, thanks for footing the bill. I did not actually know that he actually footed the bill, but he also had like one of those weird petty grievances where like because the waiter wasn't serving us enough, he decided to pay him up front. And I was like, wait, what just happened here? All right. Anyway. Um, we go on our little walk. A friend of mine actually joins us later. Two friends join us, but one of them just got back from banging a hooker. Was proud to
Just the facts,
display
ma'am.
he'd been banging a hooker. Talking about like he had a newborn baby or a
Oh,
brand new puppy. Like, hey, check out this chick. And it's like, all right. And he's like, oh, is this my steak knife? And I had to like bang my hand on his fist and like, get your goddamn hand off my steak knife because I don't trust that you washed your hands, you filthy motherfucker. I'm not trying to judge. I don't have a problem. I'm not kink shaming, but also like, I know this dude. And I was just like, yeah, get the fuck away from my cutlery, you asshole. So
a steak
it
with a
was it was a
side of
conflicted.
Herpes.
conflicted weekend. I was happy to see everyone I saw, but at the same time, I was like, yeah, this is kind of why we don't hang out anymore.
Yeah. I'll call you. Don't call me. See you next time, pal.
Yes. Yeah,
Anyway.
it was like that.
So we've
other than that, I had a
basically
fantastic weekend.
we've had a great time. We've had a great time these past couple of days. Oh, what kind of positivity we're spewing out into the universe.
I got microdose number 198 recorded, so I felt great about that. It'll
So
come
check
out this
that out.
Friday, cheap early plug.
Posnet.family. Go check that out.
Cosmet family. Tell you mine.
Anyway, shall we put our hand on the gear stick, take it from
Please.
neutral and stick it into drive and get
Oh,
this thing into
please.
gear.
Pretty please.
Although my it's all the cars, my car has like extra ones bits, right? I have the P for park, right?
Okay, that's park. Sure, sure.
The N for neutral,
Neutral. Yes.
the R for reverse,
Reverse. Sure, sure, sure.
and then D for drive, I guess.
That's 4 years.
But then I have an S and a B.
Oh. I don't know what those are because I don't drive a stick shift.
Well, no, this is automatic gear. So
This is an
I found,
automatic? Okay.
yeah, so I found out that the S is for when you're going uphill. It gives it an extra little bit of juice.
Okay. We call that one.
Oh, okay.
In all the Fords I've driven, that's one. We have, R N D one. And then there's another thing which I'm sure you're gonna get to in a second here.
The B, I'm guessing it's something about braking. It's for when you're going down a steep hill. It gives it an extra bit of breakage, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not
Never
familiar with
used
that
them in my
drive.
life. Never used them in my life. And I live on a hill, but maybe I should. Maybe that's why my car was fucked. Because I'm not using the right. I'm not using the S and
Possible.
Bs.
Quite possible.
Get that BS in my life.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. So car people, if you're a car person, you're watching this, you're probably screaming it. You probably turn it off by now. Just how
If you are a car person, inform us. Let us know what's happening.
I'm only 38 years old. I should know this shit, really, shouldn't I?
Yes, but you've also been conditioned to not know what that is anymore.
But I do know how to take off a tire and put a spare on. So
Nice.
it's more than some. It's more than some.
Nice. I had to learn that
I
at
keep
18.
one of my man cards.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
I also watched as someone changed the battery. Does that count?
You watched that someone change the battery? Sure.
Yeah, sure. Partial credit. Anyway, let's get into the news from this past week. Producer Lathan, if you could, hit the music.
Yeah.
It's time for this week's top stories.
All right, Mr. L.
It's now time for this week's top stories.
Bubbles. This first top story takes us to Arizona, the desert state. That it's very dry and arid there, as far as I've heard. And you can, in the summer, you can cook a steak on your dashboard. Cars. This is a very car-heavy car. Anyway, you'll be thankful to know, Mr. Hayes, that the owner of the world's largest collection of fossilized poop is now showing off his collection of dino droppings and other ancient wastes at his new museum in Arizona.
Is it really called the Pooseum?
It is, because why not? So George Franson, we're getting in the early world record here. He earned a Guinness World Record for the world's largest collection of coprolites, which is the fancy word for fossilized shit, in 2015, with 1,277 fossils that once graced the digestive tracts of ancient animals. Poop. Franson turned his collection, which is now has over 8,000 bits of shit in it, into a virtual exhibit and took the physical coprolites around to various museums as a tour and exhibition for years. So there are some people in this world, and enough of them, that virtual music. So someone logged onto Zoom and was like, I want to look at some dinosaur shit. And enough people did that he was like, I can make some money off of this. So I don't know who I'm more concerned about, him for collecting it, or people going, yeah, here's my money. Let me look at it. I don't know. But anyway, he has now opened a permanent museum location in Williams, Arizona. He said, quote, several years ago, I noticed a glaring absence of coprolites representation in mainstream sources and museum exhibits. Yeah, I wonder why that is.
I wonder why that
George?
is.
It's like, because no one wants, oh, apparently some people do, but no one wants to look at shit. It's billed as the world's premier dinosaur poop museum and gift shop. There's a gift shop. Also, I like that it's like the premier, the world's premier one. Is it like how many others are there? Really?
No, well, it's the only one. It's the only one. That's why it's the premiere.
It's a default victory, but it's a victory nevertheless. Congratulations, George. So yeah, Poop Museum coming to Williams, Arizona.
You know, the beautiful thing about owning a poop museum is that it's practically impossible to have someone leave a negative review. Even if someone says, this is horse shit, he can just reply, actually, that was velociraptor shit. Thank you for your custom.
So I am genuinely wondering what is in the gift shop, but also a bank gave this man a loan. He didn't have the funds to open up this museum in the heart of Arizona or wherever he is in Arizona. Like he still had to get a loan to get the mortgage for this building, and then just trusting that enough people want to come by and see piles of shit or samplings of shit or schmidgens of shit. You have to have a real fecal fan base for this. And like again, there's a reason why this is the premier. This is the premier building for this to display in. Yeah, fucking hell, dude. A bank gave this man a loan for this shit. Literally,
there are
for this
people
shit.
trying to start their own businesses getting denied for a bank loan in this country.
Seriously, yeah. Like, I want to open a hamburger shop.
I want to show off this shit, and they're like, approved. Boom. Madness. It's a mad world.
Yeah, I agree. Absolute madness.
Anyway, next top story. Oh my God, there's some crime happening, Kush. And there's a mystery afoot, apparently, in New Orleans, where a human skull padlocked to a dumbbell was fished out of a New Orleans waterway, leaving police, quote, with a mystery on their hands. I'm pretty sure I can work out what happened.
Yeah. Well, so I want to know is, was it just wrapped around the skeleton's neck, or was it like, did it actually like go through the skull?
Well, the story continues saying the skull was found earlier this month by a man using a red rope and a magnet the size of a hockey puck. The fisherman also found a handgun and a gun barrel in the water on May 18th.
Sure.
New Orleans police did not have any further updates on the case this week, and the coroner did not say whether it had confirmed the victim's identity, even though the jaw had been worn away. So it's been there for a little while. So I'm assuming the padlock goes through the skull at some point.
Fucking hell.
That's a hell of a way to die, right?
It's a terrible way to die. Also, based on an episode of Gangland that I've seen, New Orleans has like the worst murder laws ever. Like you could be standing over a dead body with the murder weapon in hand, wearing a t-shirt that I killed the motherfucker. And then if nobody saw it and nobody testifies, that guy gets out of jail in 60 days. It's the craziest thing. And then Hurricane Katrina happened. So all those folks got displaced to Texas. And then they thought the law was still the same. So like on day 61, they're like, hello, I'm supposed to get out now. And they're like, no, you're in Texas now. We're keeping you here for a while. It's like, what do you mean? It's only supposed to be 60 days. It's 61 days. And like, yeah, you're gonna see a chair or some, you're gonna smell some gas in a bit. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Anyways.
So yeah, the mystery, I guess, is, who did it to him. But yeah, the mystery is someone killed this motherfucker. This guy knew too much or said the wrong thing. Definitely did something. Because this is not
I mean, if
the
they
good
found
thing.
a handgun, I would imagine there was some sort of attempt with this gentleman, if
I'm
not
gonna
on this gentleman.
I'm gonna Benoit Blanc this shit. I reckon he was
Ooh, break it
shot,
down.
and then to try to hide the body. So I think he was already dead when the chain was put through his head with
I
the
would hope
dumbbell
so.
to
I
try to
sincerely hope
weigh
so.
down the body. That's what I'm thinking.
Weighing down the body for sure, for sure.
And then some cunt turns up with a fishing rod and picks him back up again. I bet.
Uh,
I bet that gangster's like, what the fuck?
those gangsters don't give a shit
Breaking
if they're not
news.
alive. Assuming you're
Next week,
still
there's
alive.
going to be another guy in there with a dumbbell around his head. Probably the guy that fished
Oh.
out the first one.
No,
Speak
I don't
to
think
us.
I don't think that's going to be a thing. I think again, they found a skeleton. They didn't find a body. They found a skeleton. So that guy has been down there a while and was proper fish food. You hear about it all the time, but he was proper fish food. That's terrifying still.
It is pretty
Like
nasty,
I
man.
sincerely hope the man was dead when they pierced his skull with a fucking a padlock and a bike chain or whatever it was that weighed him down.
I'd like to think
Because
so.
that thing weighed him down. That mystery solved on that one, Mike Fish. That shit weighed
Yeah,
him down.
he upset someone. I guess the good thing. I guess the good thing about this is this. I'm pretty sure this wasn't a random crime.
Mm-mm.
Pretty sure whoever did this to him meant to do it to him. So
1,000%.
you know,
You were correct.
maybe it was.
CSI Waffle Box.
Oh, down, down. Ooh, come on, think of something. Real quick. Um, huh. Seems this guy really had something on his mind. Yeah. Down, down, down. Wow, this guy's gonna need more than an Advil. Yeah. Damn.
You only get 2 yeahs from me in this one.
Oh, okay.
But
Fair enough.
that last one was legitimately the funniest one.
CSI Waffle Box coming soon to NBC or CBS or whatever the fuck it's on.
CBS.
Anyway, final top story comes to us from Brazil.
Ooh.
Where so Elon Musk is trying to help out the world. You know, he's trying to sleekly take over the world by planting all these little things around the world that connect the world with the internet, right? He's trying, that's what he says anyway. But just like he's planting microchips in people's heads to try to help them walk again. Bullshit. You're trying to control the world. He's trying to launch Skynet. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. There is a 2,000 member tribe in Brazil called Marubo, which has been one of the last, one of those, you hear the stories, one of the last isolated tribes that still walk around naked with cloths covering their junk and stuff like that.
I'm familiar with them.
Are you familiar with their work? Big fans?
Yes,
the
yeah.
Marubo tribe? Fantastic.
They make some great loincloths.
Oh, the best. No rash. No rash. You can walk for days.
No chafing.
No chafing.
It's nice. It's light. It's breezy.
But unfortunately, they have been left now bitterly divided by the arrival of Tesla's founder, Elon Musk, and his Starlink service 9 months ago. So the whole purpose of it is to connect remote rainforest communities along the Ituri River to the internet for the first time. So they can finally be connected to the greater world or wider world. I wouldn't say greater world, but you know what I mean. Now, Alfredo Marubo, a member of the tribe. Now, they all have Marubo as their surname. That's part of the gimmick with the tribe. So Alfredo Marubo, a member of the tribe, said that many young Marubo men have now started sharing porn videos in group chats and has already observed, quote, aggressive sexual behavior in some of them.
Aggressive sexual behavior? Oh, my lordy lord. I mean, you have to actually feel bad for Elon Musk on this one. He thought he was doing good by attempting to help connect an isolated tribe to the wider world, but all he's actually done is create a scene that would make even Caligula blush.
Oh, Caligula reference. Get in.
I don't know. I mean, not to kink shame, but I think like the more boring your sex is the more you're thinking about it. But the wilder it get it, the more primal it is. Like I can't imagine these guys like having crazier sex because of the internet now.
But
Like
you have
I
to
don't imagine they were doing gangbangs and all that bullshit, but like I can't imagine them having crazier sex than they already were.
maybe like aggressive, according to Alfredo, was like, pulling of hair or
I
something
mean,
like that.
they probably weren't choking a bitch. I don't know why that's a thing today, but again, I can't imagine their sex being crazier than what was already on the internet and what was happening before they saw the internet.
You have to laugh though. Nine
Oh, I'm
months
definitely
after getting
laughing.
9 months after getting smartphones, it's like tits. Look at them, tits, fanny, vagine. Meanwhile, others say that they've fallen victim to internet scams, given that they lack digital literacy. While many youngsters are chatting with strangers on social media. Dun, dun, dun. You don't talk to strangers, kids. That's the number one rule. Surely everyone knows that, especially on the interwebs.
I'm
Um,
absolutely picturing they got this from Trump. Hey, I have a question for you. Asking, will you vote for me again? Answer. Da, 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 Trump MAGA, blah, 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 blah. Reply, stop to opt out. Imagine they're getting those texts now. Yeah,
oh,
not probably
oh, I've found who's this? This is a Nigerian prince that wants to help us out
the
with some
Nigerian
money.
prince would be amazing if they're getting those. Holy shit.
It's like Throwback Thursday, baby.
I also hope they're getting the email that says, hey, download a virus onto your hard drive. And I've been watching you for the last couple months, and I know what kind of porn you like, by the way. I like the kind of porn you're watching. However, I've been watching you jacking off for the last 3 months, and I've captured footage of it. I'm gonna send it to everybody in your fucking inbox. And then to my
And
reply, I was
they'll be
like,
like, I don't have an
who would want to
inbox.
watch that? And also, why aren't we better friends if they do?
Yeah, I don't want to look at someone's like face while they're jagging it. Right, I'm good.
They're gonna steal your soul if you let that happen, Mike Fish.
Oh well. Oh well. Tribespeople became so addicted that Marubo leaders, fearing that history and culture, which was passed down orally, could be lost forever. They have now limited access to the internet for 2 hours each morning, 5 hours each evening, and all day Sunday. It's not that very limited. It's like 7 hours a
No,
day.
it's 7 hours. Although to be fair, they're probably not like on Facebook all goddamn day going like, all right, let's go. Just refreshing it, hoping like Mabutu from the next tribe over is gonna show them like what they ate for breakfast.
Did you
Or,
do?
or another beautiful sunset.
Did she poke me back? Did she poke me back?
Did,
Do you remember when Facebook had pokes? What was that about? That was a bit weird.
I
Made me think
remember when
about it.
Facebook's had pokes. I also was involved in a situation where a friend of mine out of New York, he now lives in the Midwest, but apparently somebody poked him and he did not reply back with a poke. And then that guy like posted a photo of himself with a gun and going like, I'm gonna fuck up A, B, and C. And one of my friends was A, B, or C. And at first I was like, who'd you piss off now? And he's like, oh, shit, this guy's really gonna try and kill me. And then like it became a whole thing where like, well, one, the cops got involved, but two, like the local biker gang got involved, and there was
Jesus.
like a small informal trial. And like, so why are you threatening our man with pictures of a gun? And he was like, what do you mean he didn't poke you back? The fuck are you talking about? And then it was just yeah. I believe the gentleman got arrested. I believe he got blackballed from whatever affiliations that were out there in those mean streets of Brooklyn. But I was just like, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. What the f Also, you could have lost your life over that? Holy shit.
That's the stupidest thing you've heard so far, because we are
Today.
soon about to enter the world of the Irish brewery. Because some people are out there doing things with their lives, and the Irish Brewery is going, "Yay, well done! You did the
Yeah.
thing that you said you were gonna do, and we counted it and made sure it's all legit. And here's a certificate, all that good stuff. It's now time for this week's Dumb Old Record of the Week."
Why?
Why? Why would I lie? Why?
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 Why? Why? Why would you want to do that?
Now, this week's Dumb Old Record comes to us from India, and it's one of those that I've got gripes with, Kush. I'm not happy with this.
Break it down.
Because
What's wrong?
this man has broken his own Guinness World Record.
Okay. This has not happened. This is not the first time this has happened.
I feel there should be rules in place. Whereas once you've broken a world record, you cannot break it again until someone else breaks it first.
I mean, can you
Because
not
that's
improve
cheating.
upon it?
Well, no, because
Is it?
because that would, like, for example, I'm pretty sure we used this example before. Someone that say they have a Guinness World Record for largest collection of Ken dolls, and they have 2,000 of them. Literally every single time they get a new Ken doll, there's broke it again. Oh, broke it again. Oh, broke it. It's cheating.
Sure.
They're
I
gonna
mean,
have
he's
like
not calling
thousands
them
of
over
certificates.
with every edition. Like, let's get into the story. But I think everyone's picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah, good. Everyone's on my side. Yay me. So an Indian man broke his own Guinness World Record by typing the alphabet using a keyboard and his nose.
Oh. I mean, come on, man.
That was the perfect response to that. Oh, okay. Fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, it's I can't do that. I could, if the world record is how many he's done it in a minute, I couldn't get through all 26 letters in 1 minute.
So, the rules of the record require that Mr. Chowdhury has to type all 26 letters of the Roman alphabet on a standard QWERTY keyboard with a space in between each letter.
Oh, fuck.
So you have to go A space, B space, C space, etc.
So that's 72 characters you have to type out with the space.
Wow.
The space is a character also.
Yeah.
A space, B space, C space. 26 times 2.
52.
52?
Yeah.
All right. Well, he's getting off a lot easier than if I was in charge here. I'll tell you that much.
So, any guesses, Mr. Hayes, before I review all the time? So again, A space, B space, C space, D space, etc. How quickly do you reckon Mr. Chowdhury did that with his nose, his bonce?
I would really like to know what the original record was. I'm gonna say he went through 2 rounds of it within 60 seconds.
2 rounds of what?
Two rounds of the alphabet.
Oh no, it's so it's once you get to Z or Z, the timer stops. Click.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna say he did it in 30 seconds.
So he originally broke the Guinness World Record with a time of 27.8 seconds.
Wow.
And then on his second attempt, he beat it by over a second by going 26.7 seconds.
Wow, dude, that's 2 keys a second. Holy shit.
This third and final time, he typed the alphabet with spaces with his nose in 25.66 seconds. Woo!
Wow.
Wow, indeed.
I want to know what his nose looks like now. I would like to know what this man's face looks like. I would like to know what his nose looks like. Does it look like a finger?
I don't know.
It has to look like a finger.
He's definitely sharpened it.
Like I'm literally looking at my keyboard right now, and like I'm a pretty good typer. I know where A is and B is and C is and D. I know where all the keys are, but like I don't know I could do that with my nose and my face.
By the time I got to K, I'd probably have a concussion.
I don't know if I could do that in 2 minutes.
By the time I get to K, I'll probably have a concussion.
Probably. Yeah, guess what? You fucking do that, you fucking end up hanging 3 more keys. with your fucking big ass head there. Well, I have a big ass head too, Mike. Don't take the person.
You can laugh all you want at how ridiculous this sounds, and
I
don't
will.
get me wrong, it sounds pretty stupid. However, if ever you're in a hostage situation where you've all had your hands tied behind your back, guess who will be stepping up and emailing for help? This guy!
Yeah, okay.
That's pretty
Best
true.
case scenario. This guy is with us in a hostage situation.
And they've left a computer there with the email.
They've left a
open.
computer with Wi-Fi access open. Yeah.
It's a very
I have no
specific
problem
situation.
watching him like use the touchpad here with his nose. I can see him hitting the enter button, but like to do 26 characters times 2 in 25 seconds. Wow. I'm genuinely impressed.
You want to see a video of it, don't you?
Yes, I do. We say
Wow.
this every week. I would like to see a video of this.
See if we can get a video together for this one. But yeah, there you go. Congratulations, Mr. Chowdhury. On typing all 26 letters of the Roman alphabet, code keyboard, which he knows 25.66 seconds.
I wonder if I ever broke my thumb.
Ooh.
Can you do
Put
that?
those. What? Put my thumb back?
Yeah, okay. It's just me. It's just me then.
Also, I can do that. Anyway, the audio. This is great audio content.
Great audio
playing with our
content, guys.
thumbs.
My thumb is 75 degrees going the opposite way.
All the more reason why you need to go to their YouTube channel, because you just missed us fucking around with our thumbs. You're going to be sitting there going, oh my God, this sounds so much fun. I just need to see this. Go to youtube.com/@wafflebox.
It's a good visual. Mike's not wrong.
It's great. Great visual. Anyway, still to come, I've got this week's birthday Blackjack. Bad boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when Kush reviews your movie?
Ooh, nice.
It's not bad.
It's
not
amazing
bad.
how versatile that song can be. I was just like, what you gonna do when we see the 4th of you?
Oh, that also works. Also, have you heard the Wendy's commercial that they've ripped that one off?
I have not.
We're talking about like they're bag boys.
Oh,
Like,
no. Okay. Yes.
Bag boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when we bring your food?
I thought it was a Jack in the Box commercial, but if you say it's Wendy's, I believe you. Yes,
it's
but
definitely-
I've seen that.
I know all things Wendy because I'm a big connoisseur of the Baconator.
Yeah.
All
They're not the
things
same
Wendy's.
brand, so I get it.
Marvelous stuff. Anyway, that's all still to come, so stick around if you would after this short break.
A hungry nation can't seem to get enough of new all-white meat chicken gorditas. Hearty flatbread cradles tender slices of grilled chicken so juicy it could start its own gossip column. And it's all thanks to the dream of a young dog named... Well, his name's not important. It's his winning charm, good looks, and undying love for chicken.
What did you think I dream about? Girls?
Place your bets. It's now time for birthday blackjack.
I also like to live dangerously.
Oh, welcome back to Waffle Box, episode 153. It's now time for the June 12th edition of Birthday Blackjack. If you're not familiar with this, then why? Anyway, so what I'm going to do is give Kush 5 celebrities that are celebrating their birthday today, and he has to guess how old they are. With a margin of error, that's how the score progresses. So if someone's 50 and he guesses 55, that's a score of 5, and his aim in the game is try to get 21 or below. Nice and simples, right? And you won last week. You won.
I did a great job last week. That was amazing.
He was a good boy. Good boy. Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, thank you.
So yeah,
Hey,
they're
thank
the
you.
rules. If you want to play along, I will be flashing, for those watching the video version on YouTube, we'll be flashing up a picture of the celebrity, just in case you need a little help. But yeah, if you want to play along, let us know your score in the comment section below, or you can just let us know at Wafflebox on Twitter.
And to reiterate, that's for the folks on YouTube. Kush does not see that photo, so when he goes like, so-and-so from the offspring, I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, man.
It's just for you. Between me and you. You ready?
I'm ready, sir.
Right, let's kick it into gear. Contestant number 1.
Number one.
Into D.
Into D. Stick it in the D. Swedish musician
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Robin. You must know Robin.
You know, everyone knows Robin. Of course, Robin.
Not Batman's Robin. Swedish singer Robin.
Never heard of her. Again, this is one I could use the picture of Robin, but that probably wouldn't help you either. I'm going to guess she's just 20. Can I get an extra hint about what Robin is?
She's a woman.
Okay, fair enough.
Swedish.
Fair. Okay. Yep, copy that.
And I'm
Is she
being
a new
generous.
musician? Has she been around
No,
since 1988? Is there a song that I might recognize on the radio?
Dancing by Myself, I think was one of hers.
I
I'm
wouldn't
here
know that. At least not by
dancing,
title.
dancing on my own.
I wouldn't know
I
that.
don't know. All right, to
That's
give you a
fine,
little
that's
clue,
fine.
then I guess I'm feeling generous. She's older than I am.
Oh. Okay, she's 40 then.
You're guessing 40. She's
40 years old.
45. 45.
Okay.
So it's starting
Okay,
off
that's as old
okay.
as me. I'm not mad at that. I had no idea who this lady is. I bet if you like played a song, her song for me, I'd be like, oh, her? I had no idea who
Robin.
that was.
Oh my god.
I didn't know. I didn't know.
All right. This one, I hope you will know. Otherwise, this whole thing's gone to shit.
No, it
Number
happened.
2.
Number 2.
Birthday number 2 is Japanese filmmaker Takashi Yamazaki. Do you know who that is?
No.
I was so when I looked through the list, I saw Japanese filmmaker. I was like, oh, because she's gonna love this
I
one.
mean, not. Have I seen a movie of his? What is he known for?
No. Oh my god, am I gonna have to?
You
pull
definitely
this
have to
up?
like tell us who they're known for. Come on,
Alright,
man.
give me a
Like,
minute.
like, do you know
Takashi-
James Smith from Deutschland?
Right, filmography. What's he directed recently? Well, he wrote and directed Godzilla -1.
Oh, that guy. Okay, so you need to give me that much. You need to give me that much, dude.
This
He's
is it.
28 years old. He's probably younger than that. He's not an old man by any means. I'm saying 28 still.
28 is your guess?
Yes, sir.
He turned 60 today.
Get the fuck out of here. Wow, I mean, that's the game.
So that's 32.
32. I mean, in theory, I get the next 3 right on the nose.
Well, no,
And
that's
get under
32
there?
just for that one. At the moment, you're 37. So if you get your best case scenario, you can get 22. You're fucked already.
Yeah. All right, well, the next 3 for fun. Whatever. Yeah,
Three
we're done. Game over. Wow, he's
Fatality.
60? I didn't realize he was 60. He was there at the Academy Awards. I saw him accept the statue, but okay.
Number 3.
Number
That's
3.
great for 60.
Actor, he does look good. I'll give you that. Actor Dave Franco. How old is Dave Franco?
Dave Franco is the younger brother of James Franco. I actually, thankfully, know those guys. Or, well, I know of those guys. I shouldn't say I know those guys. That's going to get us in a bunch of hot water here. Anyways, Dave Franco is like, what? I think James is 47, so I'm going to say Dave is 42. 42. Again, we've already lost the game.
Dave Franco turned 39 today.
Okay, not terrible.
bad.
Not terrible.
So you're up to 40. Still hanging in there. It's different.
Yeah,
At least so far, it's not your worst. I'm pretty sure you got like a 60 at some point.
Yeah. That was like a month ago.
Right.
I remember.
Birthday number 4.
Number 4.
Musician Meredith Brooks.
I'm a bitch. I'm a lover. I'm a wife.
There
I'm a
we
mother.
go. I'm a bitch.
Oh,
I'm a lover. I'm a son. I'm a mother. I'm a sinner. I'm a saint. I'm gonna scratch my taint.
I'm gonna guess she's 58 now.
58. You are very generous to these people.
Oh, am I? Oh, jeez.
She turned 66 today.
Okay.
So that's 8. So you're up to 48.
68. Wow. Yeah. Like I remember when that song came out, and it was like, yeah, it's a good ditty, but then it kept getting played and played. It's like, all right, I get it. You're a bitch. Shut up. She was a kindergarten teacher, Mike. I don't know if you knew that. Yeah, I don't know if you knew that.
They allowed a bitch to be a kindergarten teacher? What is
They
that's
also
what's
allowed her
wrong
to
with
say
this-
bitch.
That's what's wrong with this educational system. That's Obama's America.
Yeah. It's amazing that I remember her name, honestly, because I that's the only song of hers I think anyone knows. I'm sure she has her fans, but still.
Number 5.
Oh, jinx.
Oh, me coke.
Number 5 is, I was going to say retired pro wrestler, but are they ever any retired? Pro wrestler and former world's strongest man, Mark Henry.
61.
61. Wow, you went straight in there. 61. Not as generous to Mark as you were with Meredith.
Oh no!
Because remember, this guy, he's a big boy.
Yes.
And he's former. He can take a frying pan and squish it in his bare hands.
I saw that.
And you have just said he's 61.
I mean, it's been a while. Yeah.
Mr. Henry turned 53 today.
Oh, that's not a terrible
Gives you
guess.
8 out, which gives you a final score of 56, which I have to run these calculations, but I'm pretty sure that means that you lose.
You lose. I would like to know what the biggest score is that I've lost by.
I have to go.
This
back
might
to
be
the
one
sheets
of them,
again.
but I would like to know what the biggest score is that I've lost by.
I'm not sure of your record though.
Well, it would be. It was like what 5 and 9 last week, so it would be 5 and 10 now. Which is also amazing that we've done 15 of these. Honestly,
I
like,
know, right? I mean,
this feels brand new still, and I have a great time every week.
it's
even
still
when
got
I
that
lose.
brand new car smell.
It does. Oh wow,
pretty
you have
fun.
to like pull out like physical paper for the
Yeah, I've
physical
pretty much-
media is coming into this,
Yeah.
folks. They are
I know,
listening at home.
I'm old school. So last week you took it to 6 and 9, so now you're 6 and 10.
Oh, 6 and 10. Oh, 16 of these weeks then. All right.
6 and 10. is your record.
I feel like we just started this last month.
Time flies when you're having fun, as they say.
It is a lot better than the celebrity beatdown or whatever we were doing.
The Celebrity Battle Royal.
Yes.
Yeah,
But
less
also, I
better,
thought
the
we'd
better.
only done like 2 months of that when I'm like, hey man, this ain't working. But we'd done like 7 months of that. Anyway, again, I would like to know what my lowest score is and what my highest score is. Doesn't need to be tonight.
Next week.
Next time.
Everyone's on the edge of their seat now, but next week we'll get that for you. So yeah, that wraps up Birthday Blackjack for this week. As I said, let us know what you scored in the comments section below, or at
still a fun game.
At Waffle Box on Twitter.
It was still fun. By the way, the first Birthday Blackjack I noticed is the second highest viewed video we have on the Waffle Box YouTube channel.
Obviously, some popular celebrities that week.
I guess so.
Yes, son. Speaking of popular, do you know what was popular? In
Tell us.
Austin, 316, Texas. It's strip clubs. And so
Oh,
now it's
fun.
time for us to
Also
read your Yelp reviews of these strip clubs in a segment that we like to call, funny enough, Strip Club Yelp Reviews.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Lust and Regret.
It's now time for this week's Strip Club Yelp Reviews.
Yeah. By the way, you can't look cool making it rain with $4, everybody.
Or can you?
No, you can't. I'm
This
confirming that for you.
week's Strip Club Yelp Reviews, as I said, takes us to Austin, Texas. And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so. And it's a club called the Yellow Rose. Oh,
Okay, that's a nice name.
It's a nice name, because as we all know, a rose is another name for a vagina. So let's start off with our first
That was me just
review.
realizing that.
Is from Alessandra M.
Oh,
they
it's a
write,
lady.
Ooh,
Notice
they
someone
write.
identifying as a lady.
I just moved here from Vegas and play high stakes poker. That's not important, I don't think, for this.
No.
Anyway, I called and spoke to a super rude lady, brackets T, so from now on she'll be known as T,
Okay.
and asked if they allowed lesbian couples or if I would need a male escort. Is that a
That's
thing?
dumb. Apparently it is if she's asking about it. I've never encountered that, but I also haven't been to every strip club. I've been in strip clubs in Oregon, Washington, California, and Nevada, but nowhere else.
Let's go on. Let's dive in. So she said no, T. She said no and hung up on my face. How did she do that over the phone? She hung up on your face? It's an interesting way of putting it.
Yeah, they're not a lot of tolerance at the strip clubs, man. Honestly, they'll give you the answer and then just hang up. I've never had that happen, but still.
She said the reason for her asking is because in Vegas you have to have a male escort. So dumb, but typically I take my broke male friends, lol, and spend thousands. So apparently in Vegas, like if that's the thing, right? If you need a male escort to go in there as a lesbian couple, and it's really inconvenient, which I can imagine it is, just don't. I know you shouldn't have to hide it, but just don't announce that you're a lesbian couple.
I genuinely can't imagine that being a thing, let alone in Las Vegas. I've been to a strip club in Las Vegas. Obviously, I didn't go there with any chicks because that would have been really cool if I did. I went to the home of the $5 lap dance, which was owned by the guy who actually made or produced the movie Deep Throat, the classic movie Deep Throat. Not sure if you've ever seen it, Mike, but it exists. Funnest chicks, but not the most beautiful chicks, but the funnest chicks you could hang out with. Just normal chicks who like going, yeah, I like taking my clothes off. Yeah, I'll give you a lap dance for $5. But yeah, no point at again, not a lady. I've never known this to be a thing, but I don't know why you would need a male escort to go to a strip club, let alone in Las Vegas. If Alabama, maybe, but maybe I'm also now subjugating Alabama, minimalizing Alabama, but whatever. Anyway, I'm sure there's more to this. Please go.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know for a fact, but I'm calling
bullshit
on that. Anyway, so apparently she just wants to spend thousands.
Thousands. I also call bullshit on that.
In Sapphire, I spent $5,000.
Bullshit.
Why?
Rhino really got me with their stunning, gorgeous women. I spent $10,000 on 10 ladies. Fast.
Bullshit.
I was feeling down tonight and really wanted to try out a club and make my appearance, brackets, like I always do, and make it rain and spend some serious cash.
Bullshit.
But by the way, T acted on the phone and hung up on me like that. I'll find somewhere else to spend tonight. Huge letdown. I was excited. She ruined it for me. Careful, you never know who are you talking to. 1 star.
Bullshit.
She is.
Just 1 star for the fucking phone interaction. Jesus Christ.
She didn't even go.
She didn't even go. Yeah, that's pretty shitty. Again, I want to know what this woman does for a living, where she's spending $5,000 and $10,000 in a single sitting. She's not going every night, but when she goes, she makes it rain. Apparently, she's thrown it up there with some of the big ballers. Um, I've been at the club where I've seen other strippers tip the strippers because no one else is tipping the strippers. I'm like, well, that's kind of sad. How does this communism work? I don't know what's going on here. But also, I'm way in the back here, so I'm not getting up to toss $2 on the stage.
Anyway, the bullshit continues as Mark
The bullshit
G
continues.
now. Well, this is Mark G now. So maybe it's something to do with Austin. Quote, listen, as a customer that has been coming to Yellow Rose for my favorite few dancers and found
Still a
out
great name.
Eddie Gonzalez fired them over nothing. As far as the times I've been, Eddie is always taking shots and getting belligerently drunk. Oh, they wouldn't like that.
I
on
wonder
Bar
why
Rescue.
Eddie got fired now.
No, Eddie didn't fire. He fired the girls. He's the boss.
Oh, Eddie's firing the girls. Okay. Belligerently firing girls.
He will give you a good first impression, then immediately will switch up attitude on you. Even the VIP managers, Lala, once said if I tip her really well, she'll let me do a bump of her tits. That is VIP service. I
That's
can't believe
apparently a 15-minute break service. Holy shit.
I can't believe that Eddie is allowing this type of behavior at Yellow Rose from the management team. Oh, now to mention the awful smell. Oh, there's been many occasions where the club smelled like water mildew. Plus, I know they don't clean this place because I left a quarter on a specific part of the carpet in the club, but once I returned a month later, the quarter was still there.
Bullshit.
I'm going to call bullshit on that. I'm sorry. But this guy remembered a month later exactly where he left his quarter. Like,
Yeah,
I'm judging
I
Mark
bet he
more
did.
for this than I'm judging them.
I'm judging them for that, actually. I believe Mark on this situation.
Mark
It's
needs
weird.
to get out more. Like,
Yes,
stop
I
memorizing
agree
where
with
you're
that.
leaving quarters.
It's the weirdest thing because you just be like, anyone to pick this up. Again, it's a place where money is everywhere. So you find $1, you pick up $1. You find a quarter, you pick up a quarter. But I bet multiple people saw that quarter and went, fuck that quarter, and then walked past it. And it also says that no one is vacuuming those carpets. Like that's a big thing. Like at most, a vacuum would have swept that up. Didn't happen. So if it did indeed true come back within a month and that quarter was still there. Wow.
I just love the
I have no
contrast
reason not to
between.
believe him.
I just love the contrast between the two reviews. Was that you got Alessandra spending $10,000 every time,
Well, she never
and
went
then
to that
Mark's
club,
like,
so.
"Where's my quarter? Where's my quarter?"
Well, one has never been to the club, and the other one went there and just like, yeah, this is what they're like.
This is
This
true.
is what they're like. Yeah, wow. That's yeah, okay. Yellow Rose, still a pretty name.
Still a pretty name. Final review comes from CH, who writes, "This would be more stars, but when I go to a strip bar, I expect a bit more stripping. The girl on stage didn't have a lot on to start, but didn't remove anything. I'm not a pervert or anything, but I prefer the women at a well-known and well-regarded topless club to get a little more topless. Just a little more. Just a little more.
A little more topless.
2 stars.
Yeah, sure.
He wants to see more. I don't know how you're either topless or you're not. I don't know how you get more or less topless.
Yeah. Again, this is a thing where those chicks rent the stage. They pay, much like a taxi cab, they pay for the right to work there that night. I imagine it's a flat fee. However, if there's only one dude at the stage and he's just tipping the $1, which I've told you guys, you can do that. However,
Or
she's
Mark
not
with his
taking her top off for
quarters.
that.
His quarters
I've
making it
seen
hail.
assholes throw quarters at the stage. That happened in Portland. And I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? Like, that can actually hurt a chick. Um, anyways, guess what? She ain't taking her top off for $1. So if you were the only one in the club and you weren't throwing up bunches of ones, she ain't taking her top off, bro. Like, think logically. I had a friend call me on that one time. We went to a club, went to a fully nude club, and the chick did not get naked. And I was like, yeah, dude, we're the only two people here at the. There's plenty of people here in the club. We're the only two at the fucking stage, and I put $1 on there, and you put 4. She ain't getting naked for $5. Like, figure this shit out.
Oh,
By the way, she did not
put more
appreciate
money
that
on it.
$5 either, and I don't blame her.
Why did you bother? Just why?
Because I was sitting in the front row. You still have to tip when you're in the front row.
Why didn't you
Again,
put more
just
than
$1.
$1?
Because I was in the front row.
No, why didn't you put more than $1?
Oh, she wasn't doing anything. She literally just
Well,
walking.
I feel that we've come to a crossroads here because it's this a chicken and the egg situation. You're saying
I completely understood what was happening here.
You didn't want to put more than $1 down because she wasn't doing anything, but then you said she wasn't doing anything because you didn't put $1 down. You only put $1 down. So it's kind of like
I wasn't complaining about
she's
her
not going to do anything until you put more money down.
Jesus
but you're not going
Christ,
to put more money down
motherfucker.
until she does something. She's not going to do
Your
anything until you
argument
put
is
more money down,
futile.
and money down, blah, 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 around a cycle.
I'm not the one making the argument here, stupid.
How dare you, sir? How dare you, sir?
I feel like I explained myself several times, actually, but so I dare quite a bit. Again, I wasn't the one making the complaint.
There you go.
There was no one else at the stage. She wasn't getting naked for that, and I was like, all right.
I'm very aroused.
So there you go. The Yellow Rose in Austin 316 Texas. See if you want to check it out for yourself. Maybe you can find Mark's Quarter. That'd be nice. Hey, anywho. Speaking of reviews, it's now time for us to talk about a movie that's just recently come out. And Kush is going to do that for us. It's a segment that we like to call Kush's Movie Review.
Kush's Movie Review.
This week's movie review is Bad Boys, Ride or Die. It's about a story of a very naughty boy who had to ride a unicycle over a tightrope over a chasm, and the man was like, "You better ride or you'll die." The end.
Sounds legit.
Because if you don't ride, you're gonna be all, your balance is gonna be all off, and you're gonna fall off and die. So you better ride.
Well, you have to explain the joke. It's not
or
funny.
Die.
It was funny until you had to explain the joke.
Was it though? I don't believe it was.
Until you had to explain the joke. Sure.
Yeah. Anyway, Will Smith is back with his friend. What's it about?
To be determined. To be determined. We are talking Bad Boys Part 4. Bad Boys Ride or Die. It's weird that this wasn't Bad Boys for Life, but that was Bad Boys Part 3. I feel like they jumped the gun a little bit, but also like they kind of panicked. I remember them announcing they were going to do a Bad Boys for Life, and that was going to be Part 4, and then it ended up being who gives a shit? It's R-rated, and when it comes to the R rating, it's just a lot of F-bombs. Not an obscene amount, but way enough to go like, yeah, this is R-rated. The violence is held back. There's, people get exploded, people get shot. It's not as gratuitous as that first Bad Boys. And, that is still my favorite Bad Boys. This stars Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. It is directed by the team of Adil and Balil. If you're familiar with them or not familiar with them, they definitely directed the last Bad Boys 3. They directed a few episodes of Miss Marvel. They would have been credited for the Batgirl movie, but that got shelved and destroyed by Warner Brothers, so no one is ever going to see that. So to get to the movie, it's entertaining. It's fun. It's Bad Boys. It's Martin Lawrence. It's Will Smith. Their chemistry is still unmatched. It's a lot of fun. The action is there. Adil and Bilal actually introduce a lot of fun camera angles. They did this in part 3, but they lean into a little more here. There's some drone shots. There's a lot of stuff where like Martin and Will are wearing these camera rigs. They're wearing rigs with cameras on them. So
I saw that
they're
Will
doing
Smith
whole...
put this on his social media. It looks very cool.
Okay, yeah, it's an interesting scene because he's got this rig on his. He's got this whole harness on. There's a camera literally right there. It's within arm's length, and so when he's doing this thing with his gun, he'll then switch the camera, smack the camera around, and then they'll do that thing, and then they'll smack the camera back around, and then there's a point of view thing, and they'll smack the camera around, and they don't abuse that. I think they maybe use that twice within the full movie. It's well done. I enjoyed it. They do a lot of other cool stuff here. Martin Lawrence's character of Marcus Burnett has a heart attack within the first act. A lot of people are talking about like there's this weird supernatural aspect of it. No, he literally just had a life or death moment, man. Like he in the scene he's literally underwater. They did this in Deadpool 2. I don't know why everyone is fucking blowing their minds over this. Like they did this in Deadpool 2. Marcus is underwater. He's seen his whole life flash before his eyes. Maybe he's seeing the future, or maybe he's just seeing some bullshit. Who gives a shit? But once he comes back to life, they pull him out of the water and it's fine. I didn't see any supernatural aspect to it. It was just like it was just a good looking scene to me. But I understood where they were going with it. Joey Pantaleone. I forgot that he died in the last movie. I've forgotten a lot of the last movie. So if you've never seen this movie, if you've never seen any of the last 3 movies, guess what? They catch you up to speed. It's part of the plot. It's pretty okay. You'll figure it out if you got 3 brain cells or more. It's not a complicated thing for those asking, oh, do I need to see the last one? I don't even know where you could see the last one without paying money for it besides a Netflix or a Prime. Like I don't even think it's available anywhere outside of rental. Anyways, absolutely enjoyed this movie. It's a lot of fun. It's good to see these guys. I've seen all 4 Bad Boys in the theater. And yeah, I'm giving it a 4 out of 5. Does it deserve that? I mean, it's not a fucking classic. I think the first one is still the best one, but I think this is now
That's a classic.
In the same argument that Lethal Weapon has, which is the best Lethal Weapon. Like a lot of people are like, this Lethal Weapon sucks, and it's like, but it's still entertaining. Maybe it's not as good as like 1 or 2, but you still have a good time watching it. I've had a great time watching all 4 Bad Boys movies. This is a fantastic movie. It's already made over $100 million worldwide. I believe that's just under its budget. So it did a lot better than Sony thought it was going to do. People also think they're funny. So we're going to get into a little toxic fandom here.
Ooh.
Which is how I like it. It's not as egregious as the Taylor Swift movie, but like, I did that gimmick where I went, hey, Bad Boys 4 is a lot of fun. Yeah, you'll have a great time. I don't think you need to see this in theaters. I don't think anyone needs to see this in theaters, but if you do, you're gonna have a good time. Anyways, one guy goes, thanks for the review. Nice, I can see that one, but maybe I'll check it out on streaming. All right, he goes on a little longer, but who gives a shit? Friend of the family, Len Kapuzinski goes, quote unquote, will skip. LOL.
Oh,
that's actually funny. That's actually funny. The one guy who I told you about, like, I was like, hey man, when I send this guy a review, blah 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 blah, like, this, that, the other, whatever. But when I sent him a review for the Taylor Swift review, he just went, okie dokie. Well, he also went, okay, but I'm kind of over Will Smith and that franchise. I'm okay, I guess. I mean, I get why people could be over Will Smith, but also whatever. Steven Steinbacher, can't wait to see it. And then it was little things like that. I'm seeing other people on Facebook going like, I can't believe the Martin Lawrence movie made so much money. And it's like, you're not funny, cunt. You're not funny. Like, Will Smith is there too. You're not funny. People are still reacting to that slap from the Oscars from 3 years ago. You don't have to like Will Smith for that. You can despise him because of it. It's been a long time now. That's between him and Chris Rock, and none of us. He's fine in this movie. There is a scene, Mike Fish, in this movie where Martin Lawrence has to slap Will Smith repeatedly.
Ooh.
A lot of people are leading into like, that's a callback to the Oscars. So I'm like, I think the guy is also just possibly panicking because he's 56 years old, and despite how many gunfights he's been in, maybe this is the one that rattles him. I don't know. Like maybe I'm leaning into this too much, but I don't think this was a callback to the Oscars. So, guys, you don't have to like Will Smith anymore. That's okay. This was still an entertaining film. Will Smith, Martin Lawrence, they have that great chemistry. This felt like a very expensive TV show. I'm not mad about that. But again, that's why I'm also saying you don't need to go out of your way to see this in the theaters. However, the projection was way more than what Sony was expecting this weekend. So good for them.
Good for them.
Will we see a Bad Boys 5? I genuinely don't know. But this made enough money, so most likely.
You could just stylize it with Bad Boy and then a 5 at the end by Bad Boys.
I mean, this could have been CSI Miami, honestly, with starring Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. It wouldn't have been bad if it was. Do you remember anything about Bad Boys Part 2?
Wasn't there something about melting dead bodies in acid or some shit?
That I don't recall. Where I am going with this, excuse me, is Gabrielle Union played Martin Lawrence's sister. She would be the romantic lead for Will Smith. And then they kind of, again, it'd be 16 years till Bad Boys 3. However, after that movie, there was like a decade of talk of like, let's give Gabrielle Union her own Bad Boys TV spinoff. And I'd hear about this, and I would hear about this, and I would hear about this. Excuse me. And then at some point, I lost track of it, but it did happen. It had one season on CBS, apparently in 2010.
What?
Yeah, there's a full season of it, or at least 13 episodes.
What's it called?
It had the basketball player who played Derek or whatever, Dexter. I don't know what his name was. He's in part 4. Anyways, it's weird. Like there's a whole lineage behind this that a lot of people don't know. So, anyways, we're not going to get too deeper in this because I've already forgot my train of thought with the spinoff talk. But Bad Boys 4 out of 5. I enjoyed the hell out of it. I would not be mad if they made a Bad Boys Part 5, but these guys are getting way too old. And yeah, there you go.
Getting too old for this shit.
They are getting too old for this shit. But by the way, Martin Lawrence's character retired in Bad Boys Part 3, so I don't understand why he's a cop again in Part 4. But who cares? Who cares? It was fun.
Moms. So there you go. Bad Boys Part 4. Ride or Die. Check it out on HBO or Paramount or wherever the fuck it's going to turn up.
It's a Sony, so yeah, it could end up anywhere.
Let's wrap this week's show up by giving us all the warm and fuzzy wuzzy feels in this week's Feel Good Story of the week.
It's the coolest fucking story I've ever heard in my entire life. That's insane. Can I hear it again?
This week's feel-good story comes to us from Nolene. Nolene.
I'm glad that you're aware of that.
So from a New Orleans homeless shelter to the top of his high school class, Elijah Hogan has already conquered much in life, this story says.
Oh, okay.
Elijah Hogan, now 19, was just 8 when his mother died. He had been living with his grandmother, but he ended up in the convent house shelter before his senior year of high school. Hogan pushed through to finish with a 3.93 GPA, which, is that good? I don't know.
That's really good. Yes.
Oh,
That's
very
under
good.
a 4.0, which would... Very few people make a 5.0, but you have to take extracurriculars and still get all A's on that.
Well, boom, 3.93 for this boy. And recently graduated as one of 2 valedictorians at Walter L. Cohen Charter High School, despite living in a homeless shelter for youth for more than a year.
Okay, good for him.
In a speech at the school's graduation ceremony, Hogan applauded his classmates for pushing themselves to reach the pinnacle of success as the group started high school amid the pandemic. Quote, above all the trials, tests, and hardships, what led us here is that we have all set a goal to reach, he said. Take pride in how far you have come, have faith in how far you can go, but don't forget to enjoy your journey. He also called the speech a thank you note to the community that helped him through the past few years. So there you go. Shout out to Elijah Wood, who lost his mother, lost his grandmother, ended up living in a homeless shelter, but still managed to not only graduate valedictorian, 3.93 GPA. What a guy. What a guy.
They make movies about that guy. They will probably make a movie about this gentleman. So congratulations to you. Shit.
Also, you do know Hulk Hogan's really upset that the black guy's got the same surname as him. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Hulk Hogan's such a racist. Anyway. Anyway, as I crack open another beverage. I mean, you already did the hype, but I'll let you do it again since hey Kush, I like ya. Microdose. Episode 198 coming up on Friday. Tell us a little about what's going on.
We got Mika Veltman coming in. She is one of the organizers behind the Redhead Days Festival coming up in the last weekend of August this year. We will also not be there, unfortunately. However, we brought the party to us, and Mika's interview is a lot of fun. So you'll have to check that out. Otherwise, yeah, man, looking. The countdown is going on to 200, and we will have that coming out June 28th, Friday, June 28th. That's already in the can. This is a done deal. It's happening, whether we want it or not.
It's in the can, baby. So yeah, check that out. Go to bosnet.family and click on the microdose link, and you can check out episode 198. As for us, we'll be back as always next week. If you do enjoy the show, wherever you enjoy it, watch it, listen to it, whatever it might be, make sure you follow it, make sure you share it, hit the subscribe button, give the thumbs up for the algorithm on YouTube. If you do want to also support the show monetarily, the best way you can do that is by going to enjoywafflebox.com/shop. That's where you can get some really cool swag and also support the show. So we'll really appreciate that. It's enjoywafflebox.com/shop. That's all from me. It's all from Kush. Lathan, any final thoughts?
Great show as always, guys. By the way, today is both National Loving Day and National Jerky Day, so since I'm single, I'm off to go to my happy place and combine the two, if you catch my drift. See you all next week.
Jesus.
Same. Same.
But until next time, whilst these two fellas go off and jack it, take care of yourselves and each other.
That's all, folks.
Play me off, Johnny.